Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to our new session on art discovery. We're so excited that you're here today, and we have some special activities and things that we're going to do for the next few weeks. But we decided that we are going to start our first session for art discovery on a special artist named Georgia O'Keeffe. Now, Georgia O'Keeffe was a painter and an artist who loved the world around her. She loved capturing special things that she saw in the world around where she used to live. She did things when she lived in Arizona, the landscaping and things. And we have decided that for our first activities that we're going to do activities that involve one of her special favorite things, which was flowers. So if you can take a look, there's just a couple of different ones that we have decided to talk about for today. If you take a look in the links below after this video, there's going to be a special video on who Georgia O'Keeffe was and how she kind of got started with doing her special projects and things. So today though, what we would like to do is to do a directed drawing. So what you're going to need, I'm going to give you just a few seconds here to go and get a piece of paper and a pencil, and then we're going to be doing our own directed drawing. Are you ready? I'm going to do a little song that goes like this. Do 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 do. All right, so by now you should have gotten a piece of paper and a pencil so that you can draw with. Make sure your pencil has an eraser because you may need it for future to kind of erase some lines. We are going to do something special with drawing our own kind of flowers. Now, one of the things that Georgia O'Keeffe liked to do, if you can see in her picture, these flowers aren't teeny tiny. Are they teeny tiny, Professor?
Nope, they don't even all fit on the page.
They don't fit on the page.
They go right off.
You can see that some of them go right off the page for you. So the same thing with this picture. Some of them go off the page. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to pick a kind of flower that we're going to make, and we're going to make sure it's big enough that even some of the petals are going to go off the page, because that's what she was noted for.
It was.
Okay, so here's what we have. Since I'm doing this on the board, Professor Buchanan, I can never get that right. Professor Buchanan is going to be my student.
See if
So
I can
she's
draw.
going to do what you guys are doing at home, and then we're going to go from there and see what we can do.
When
Yeah.
I'm drawing with my pencil, should I press really, really hard?
Ooh, no. You know why you shouldn't press really hard?
No, why?
In case you make a mistake.
Oh.
If you draw light enough, you can just easily erase it without ruining your whole page. The other thing that we're going to do, you have just a regular piece of paper that you're using for this. You're going to actually make a second one that's going to be your masterpiece. This is just for practice, and you can kind of get a chance to see how you want to do your drawing. Now, if you don't want to do the flower that we're going to be doing up here, that's totally fine. You can look online, have your mommies and daddies help you look online for a different kind of flower, and you can try to copy that on your own, okay? We just thought for ease of things right now, we're just going to give you one kind of flower that you can draw. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Professor
Okay,
Whitefeather.
I hope everybody can see this. I'm going to pull this up just a little bit.
I've already made a mistake on my paper and I have to erase it.
Oh, no.
How did that happen?
Okay, so hi guys. All right, just bear with me. All right, can you see the lines? Yep, there's
I
kind of a reflection. So pretend that my marker here is actually a pencil, and that's what we're going to use. So I am going to try to do something that's kind of similar to this picture here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you draw a circle. Is it in the middle of the page? Nope, it's off to the side. Yep, you can put it off to the side. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw points all the way around. Can you do that?
I'm
It
gonna try.
Kind of looks like a sun.
Oh, Mr. Sun,
Sun.
Mr. Golden Sun. I think you could sing while you're doing art if you'd like to.
You could. Because, singing's an art.
It is. Singing is an art.
Look at that. All right, so we have this in there, and then we're going to just make little tiny dots all in here, just because I want little tiny dots all in here. Do. That's probably going to take the longest time.
Those are a lot
What
of
do you
dots.
think is inside these dots? Like on a real flower, Professor Buchanan? What do you think is
M&Ms.
M&Ms? Are M&Ms in flowers?
Wouldn't that be delicious if you could pick a flower and then they would have M&Ms to eat right
That
in the
would
middle?
be dreamy.
Mm.
All right, so that's the middle of my flower. Does it look like it could be the middle of a flower? It actually looks like it could be a flower on its own. Right.
It does.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now, I'm going to take and I'm going to, out of one of these points in the middle, I'm going to take and I'm going to make a whoosh.
Whoa.
Do you see that it's a whoosh to another two whooshes? Another two thing here? Two thing here. I can't even speak. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to make another whoosh. Do you see how it's jumping over, kind of like hopping over?
It's a very
To the
happy
next one?
flower.
It's a hoppy flower. Then here's another one.
Whoa.
And then here's another one. I'm hopping, hopping, hopping. Ooh, you did yours already.
I did hopping. While you were talking, I was hopping.
Okay, I mean to do less talking then, I think.
No, that's okay.
All right. Oh, look at that. It's kind of awkward because there's not an extra one there. But that's okay because this is your own flower. And you know what? Flowers aren't perfect. They're not perfect. All right. So now I have to actually stand up for this one.
Oh,
If
no.
you could still see me.
Where did your head
All right.
go?
So now, because we're making this a lot bigger, it's going to kind of go out of the page, which is totally fine. So I'm going to take and I'm going to make a line to go up to here where the page ends. And I'm going to take and put a line here to where the page ends. And I'm going to put a line here. And I'm going to put a line here. Woo! It's so big. And I'm going to put a line here. Oh, look at that one actually fit inside of there. Okay. And then I have another line here. That one hits the line. It's kind of like curves that you can make. Zoop and zoop. I think this one, see now I made a mistake and I can see that mistake. So guess what I can do? I can take my, well, I don't have my eraser with me, but I can use my little finger on here. If you made a mistake, you can, if it's light enough that you wrote with the pencil, then you can fix it. So, here. All right, so there's my flower. It's kind of an interesting looking flower, isn't it? But it's my own special flower. Can we see how you did yours?
I think I needed to make mine a little bit bigger because I have so much that fit on the page.
Oh,
So maybe when I do my next one on my special paper, I will draw it a little bit bigger.
Awesome. That would be good. Okay, so here's the flower, and then you could take and when you're going to do your painting and stuff or your coloring and stuff later on, you can kind of check that out. But here's what we would like for you to do for coloring. Now this is a little difficult for me to do on here, so I'm actually going to ask Professor Buchanan to show us with hers. If you can take a look. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit for you.
Maybe first the first thing though.
Oh, yes. So, yes, but you could use it with the colors that it is. So if it's like a red inside.
You
then
could do
would use-
red?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever you're gonna do, you can only see half my face right now. If whatever you're gonna do, whatever color you're gonna use, what we would like for you to do is to outline the petals or the part of the flower first with a marker that's the color that you want to use. So Professor Buchanan decided that she was going to make her petal red. So the easiest thing for her to do with that was to trace what she wanted to do with the red marker. So you can kind of take a look and see that that's what she's doing right now.
Whoa, I went off the line.
And that's okay.
I think I'm just going to do this much for right now.
That's good. Okay, so then, so she just did this with her red marker, okay? She could even take, and she could shade in a little. I'm going to show you. You could shade in just a little to make it thick in some spots.
You could.
Just like this, and just like this. So do you see that it's thicker? That actually adds a little bit of texture and coloring to your, and shadowing to your, I should say contrast.
There's fancy words in art that you use.
Okay, so do you see that it's a little thicker in some spots? Then she can do that. And then once she's done doing that portion of it, then she can take the same color crayon or the same shade of red, and she can color inside.
Look what I'm using.
Oh, you're using, and you're going to use a crayon to color inside.
I'm going to use a
So
crayon.
a marker to trace and a crayon to color inside, to do the little shading inside.
It's a little tricky to color upside down.
But it's going to be oh so pretty. You can decide if you wanted to have your petals be like on one portion of the flower, like this portion right here. You can have them be like a darker color, and then these middle ones that are inside of here to be a lighter shade of that color. And then the ones that are inside the middle, do you see that this is black inside of here? You could have yellow in there or whatever you decide that you want to have. So
I changed my color a little bit.
she
It's
did
still in
change
the
her
red
color.
family.
There we have to zoom this down.
Do you see I added a little
There's like magenta.
maroon, magenta.
Magenta.
Now in the little teeny tiny one, I think I'm going to put a little bit of pink. Oh, that's hard to see. It's
Little
very
pink
hard
in
to
your
see.
flower. So each part of your flower, if you choose to have, I'm going to scoot back just a little bit. If you choose to have the colors in the red family, you may do that. You could do different shades of like purple. If you wanted to do a darker purple, a
that would be
magenta-y
pretty.
purple, and a lighter purple, you could do that also. Different shades of like yellow to maybe orange. You could try to do. And each part can be separate, that you could do that. Then, as soon as you're finished with that, you could either use your crayons or your marker to color around the outside. You do have that option to be able to do that and make it all nice and pretty. We would absolutely love to be able to see your masterpieces that you make. So don't forget, as soon as you're done making it, to post it to us. Now, the one that she's doing right now is on her plain piece of white paper that she's just doing kind of a practice on. You can also take, then, after you're done, you're going to take the cardstock and use the cardstock.
See how it makes a funny noise?
Yeah.
It'll be in your packet.
Yes. So you're going to take the cardstock and you can create your own. The middle of your flower does not have to look like that. You can decide to put designs in there if you want to put designs in
maybe.
there. That would be pretty
But it
cool.
should start not in the middle, kind of off to the
Kind of
side.
off to the side so you can make sure that it goes off the page, because that was the special thing that Georgia O'Keeffe kind of did with her flower pictures. So don't forget. Oh wait, let's have her show you really quickly. So she
It's on
decided
my
to do
background.
orange in the background, and she's coloring that. So don't forget to take a look in the links below. There's lots of activities and things that on Georgia O'Keeffe that you can kind of check out and you can do.
She's kind of famous. A lot of people. Do you know Mr. Reeve has some of her paintings at his house? Well, not her real paintings, but kind of copies of her paintings at his house.
That's pretty cool. We like that.
Yes.
All right, so do we have other activities that we're going to have situated for Monday and
Well,
Tuesday?
Monday and Tuesday is Georgia O'Keeffe. And when we come back on Wednesday, we'll talk about another artist. His name is Claude Monet.
Monet.
And he draws some pretty pictures.
And you know what? I think you get to use a different kind of art medium.
Yeah. Yes, you
So
will.
it's going to be fun to be able to do that activity too. All right? So good to see you guys. Looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.
Check
Bye.
out the links below.
Check out the links. Bye, guys.